Yeah.
Cameron Saaiman, welcome to Mzansi MMA and IOL Sport. Thanks for taking the time to chat to us, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. I like you guys a lot. So
Thank you,
watching
much
your coverage
appreciated.
of the IMAFs and stuff was really cool.
Thank you, sir. Thank
That's
you. I
fun.
see you, Dricus got a fresh cut. I see you also got a fresh cut. Now, do you go to the same hairdresser?
A fresh cut. No, we don't go to the same hairdresser, but we like getting fresh cuts. So
I can imagine. Yeah, me too. Don't worry. It's always
yeah.
it releases the endorphins when you're looking good and feeling good, eh?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Cam, I'm going to try not to take too much of your time. I know you got a lot on your plate, and I respect the fact that you're putting in so much effort to the versus promotion also. I really appreciate what you're doing for mixed martial arts on an amateur and a professional level. So I'll just get into it and run through the questions as quick as possible. Can you just tell, obviously, Mzansi, we're not about just speaking to combat fans or people who know the sport. We're trying to grow the sport to new cultures, new masses. So we're always about educating people, telling them about fighters and what is it about mixed martial arts and educating people. So can you just tell the fans, please, how exactly did Cameron Saaiman get into fighting? Was it kickboxing, boxing with your dad? How exactly did it happen?
Okay. Yeah, so basically the story goes that we were at an EFC event. So I was about 9 or 10 years old when I attended my first event. And it was an amazing experience. As I've told it before, like on our podcast and on interviews as well. I actually fell asleep at that event. But there was a very first impression was great, and that's basically how it started. It started at the EFC, and my father was working for Carnival City at the time. He was an entertainment manager there, so going to the events regularly really built a type of love for the sports. And then when I wanted to start it, my parents thought it was crazy. They thought it was just another phase because I did like skateboarding for 3 weeks, and then I just gave that up. So, so they thought it was going to be one of those. And really, I started with kickboxing. So I joined a small gym in Morne Park, then Pretoria East, at Fighting Fit Gym was the name of the gym, and I think they really quickly saw that I really had a passion for the sports and was really willing to work super hard just to there wasn't really always a goal, but I wanted to compete. So and I think that's how the whole thing started, and it really just spiraled into. There was a lot of things that happened that I'm very fortunate of, like things that I thought were bad, like our gym closing and moving, which I thought was bad, but that resulted again into me joining Team CIT, which is obviously the best thing that could have ever happened to me and my career. So I'm really privileged and lucky, if you can call it that. Yeah.
Okay, and where exactly are you from? Are you from Hatfield? Where, or are you a born and bred Pretoria boy?
Yes, in Pretoria. Yeah. So I was in Garsfontein primary school, Garsfontein high school, and then I've been in Pretoria my whole life. So and I enjoy it. It's a fun place. So it's lekker.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah.
So tell me, how exactly did you and Dricus become friends? Was it through the gym, or do you know each other from the area, boys in the hood kind of stuff? How did that, or did you just like force yourself onto him and I said, you're not going anywhere, I'm just going to latch onto this guy and he's going to become into? How did that happen?
Well, yes, when that first kickboxing gym closed down, a lady that I knew that time, they were actually helping me with memberships and equipment and stuff, and they actually their company was looking to sponsor a gym, and they wanted to sponsor Team CIT, and as part of, I think their deal was, okay, we'll sponsor you guys, but you have to give class to this kid because his gym just closed down. And that's actually, the coach was Dricus, and that's actually how we got to know each other. And then it really developed into a very, he's still a massive mentor to me, massive, but I think we have a very good friendship. And it also went from him being my coach to me joining the pro team, and now we are training partners. So it's really a privilege to have gone through the ranks in the CIT system and get to where I am now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we all know that Dricus has that special X factor in front of cameras, a natural in high pressure situations. You seem to have that same gift also. I don't know if it's something that you fed off from him, or it's just something that's born and bred within you through your family, or just something that's about Cameron Saaiman. But to you exactly, what makes Dricus so special to you? What do you know about Dricus that we don't, that makes him who he is today, and why he just grows in every situation he gets into?
I think a lot of people actually know it, but it's definitely, I don't think they understand to what extent, and that is his hard work. He is really thoughtful in everything he does, diet, training, everything. And he takes his job, because it is his job, he takes his job and his sport super seriously, and he always looks to improve in every aspect. So I think, like, you can have an idea of, okay, yeah, someone trains hard, but we really train hard, and we are really thoughtful of what we want to do, and it's credit to our coaches, credit to our strength and conditioning coach Scotty Mack, that has really improved our strength and conditioning over the years. I know Dricus has been working with him for years now, so every time someone says, yeah, Dricus is strong, he is born very strong, but that is years and years of development. So, and like our head coach Morne and Dricus, with our, let's say, assistant coach Henny Engelbrach, have the team. We are really fortunate to have brilliant minds that we can basically learn from, and it's definitely something that I've learned from Dricus, is how hard and how thoughtful he works. And that's definitely the thing. I think a lot of people know it. I just don't think a lot of people know the extent of how hard he works, and that's really inspiring.
Thanks, Cam. Tell us, so you are a full-time fighter, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're still a young guy. So is your sole income fighting? Do you, like I said, we like to educate people on what fighters actually do also, because we know that guys like Dricus, they fight, they earn a lot of money. You still getting to that level where you can live fully off just fights alone. But in our climate, I mean, we're still developing our fighters in the EFC. You have to obviously be training in the gym or training other athletes, sponsors, you rely on that a lot. What are you a coach in the gym? Is that also where you make your income outside of fighting until you get to that next level? What is it that you do to support yourself as well, if we may ask that?
Yes. Yeah, no, definitely. So I was also at school. I actually started a program for kids. So we actually call it the Little Legends boot camps at that stage. I was about 16, and that was a holiday program. Because I was a kid in holidays, I didn't know what to do. And obviously then when I gained this knowledge, I wanted to pass it over to small kids. And in the holidays, we gave these programs where we taught them, wrestling and grappling and stand up and stuff like that. And then it slowly developed into this proper academy program. And so I do not make enough money just from fighting alone, although I have amazing sponsors that are really, really have my back for quite a while now, and I'm very fortunate to them. Guys like USN, who is our biggest team sponsor, Buffelsfontein, Brandewyn, Boer Cola, the Colony, all of these guys are really, they have our backs. But the Little Legends Academy is something that I've built from school, and we are about 120 students strong in that program. And that includes our classes at CIT as well. So it's like a subdivision of CIT, and that focuses just on the kids' development. And that's basically what keeps me the busiest in the weeks, is if I'm not training, is definitely developing the program and trying to grow the classes in the locations that we have.
Okay, awesome stuff. Beautiful, man. And then just tell us, I know you said you went with your dad also too, because he works at Carnival City. How are is your family still very supportive of your events? Are they all there? I know some mothers, some girlfriends, some wives, they cringe at the sight of someone fighting, and then some of them are there willing to be in the bloody corner also. Just tell us the dynamic in terms of the Saimans, please.
Yeah, obviously it's a very stressful situation for everyone involved. It's quite intense, but they have been very supportive. My mother, in the early stages, she watched the fights, but she was praying more than anything else. And my dad has always been supportive. Although he's not always here, he works in other countries as well. So he always watches it on stream, or when he can calls me after fights as well. So they've always been really supportive. My girlfriend, she watches the fights, but she doesn't really, it's quite hard for her to watch, understandably, but my whole family has been super supportive through the whole process. So I'm very grateful. Yeah.
Cool, cool. And then this is just a two-part question. First part, with you starting so young in the pro game, you're doing everything right. I mean, you're sort of the protege, the textbook of a new generation of guys coming through at a very young age and being backed by so many idols, leaders in terms of your CIT guys. Do you feel that you have the upper hand in the business sense, in terms of the guidance, learning from the guys like Dricus, them who've been through the mill, who can teach you the fastest way to a belt, to the big promotion? I mean, I would just watch you, and I obviously watch a lot of fighters. You do the right things. Like you said earlier, Dricus, he will even answer or take interviews with people who just started. They can have following of 5, but you will invest so much time in that podcast, and which I appreciate also, because we all start somewhere, and I see that same in you. Do you feel that you have the upper hand so you can learn from guys like Dricus when it comes to the business sense of the world, and just in terms of backing you and showing you the right way to wherever you want to be in the business sense of being a fighter?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that's not only Dricus, but the whole team takes very seriously. I think everyone is willing to, take the extra steps, and even if it takes time out of your day, they'll do the stuff that is necessary in order not only to grow themselves into the sport, but to grow the sport. I think there's a lot of pioneers, you can call them, in South African MMA that has really taken the sport to new heights. And I think also the public is now getting into the sport, which is great. And that motivates us more to, you should be very professional. I'm working with the Versus Promotions guys as well, and just like doing some assisting work and telling them what, out of a fighter's perspective, like what is something that's some of the things that I think is important that a promotion should keep in mind to keep athletes happy. And just seeing that these guys are willing to do, it's the smallest stuff, from making weight to having a social presence to really thinking of yourself as a business. And I think that is very important. You should really think of, in a business, you're going to always check to see where things are lacking and where you can improve, and your professional career should not be anything less than that. You should always be, like I said, Dricus does very well, you should be able to improve in each aspect of how you operate. And I think it's really something that, if people can take notice of that and they can really use that for themselves, I think it can be very beneficial for the athletes coming up, which there is a lot of. I'm very excited. Even in this fight card now that we have at Versus, there's so many guys that are top quality fighters, and you also need to have the flip of the coin and just have your admin in place, your social medias, your all that, just so that everything is going to help you grow in the sport. So definitely something that Dricus has taught me, and the team as a whole, Team CIT, has taught me, is to be as professional as possible, and that will really take you far, I believe.
Sweet, cool, man. And then, like I said, it's a two-part question. The second part, we spoke about the corporate, the branding, the sponsors. Now, on the fighter sense, one thing about the CIT guys, I mean, you guys are always well prepared. You do your homework. Sometimes it's so frustrating to see, like, some fighters, they have the privilege of stepping to the cage, but you can see guys are not in the best of shape. Obviously, we don't know the circumstance, the dynamics, the variables involved, but you guys are always prepared. And I wanted to just know from you also, do you feel that once you also have the upper hand because coming into the CIT gym, or do you feel that, because I do know also there's this myth that you need to show your stripes before you can actually be called a CIT member. I know Saaiman Stevens always speaks about that, those Friday night sparring sessions, those notorious sparring sessions. Is that true? Was that really a legend? Like you actually have to prove yourself? Because I know Dricus even spoke once of the first time he stepped into a CIT gym, they bliksemed him, and I think it was a test for Morne first. I wanted to see if this kid can handle the heat, and then he came back the next day, and from there he was basically accepted and he started to grow. So is that true about the Friday night sessions? And then another sub question to that is, do you feel that all those benefits that came with you being in a CIT team, you earned it and you deserve to be there because you went through that gauntlet, so to say?
Yeah. Well, the Friday night sessions are definitely true. It's not. I don't think it's even a secret anymore. Like it is very hard. It is very, very hard. I think people have known for years now that we take sparring very seriously, and it's very hard against each other, and you definitely have to work towards your spot. I don't think anyone can say that in Team CIT they are just pro athletes coming and going. That never gets said, and I think that's just a testament of if you are in our group, you are part of the family, and we'll look after you. If there's someone that left, if it's other than, obviously, like if you have to move to another country, that's something else. That has happened before. But if there is someone that leaves the team, there is always reasons for that. And I do think that you have to prove yourself in the team, and it comes back again to professionalism. You have to be on time. You have to get to all the required training sessions. You have to obviously be on your target weight the whole time. Like I fought Ruvan a few months ago, and I took maybe a week off. I don't think it was even a week, and then I was back in the gym. And that is what is expected of you. You need to, you had training partners helping you with your camp. Now you have to go help your partners, and that is really, so the standard is quite high, and not a lot of people can keep up with that, and that's why you don't see a lot of guys joining us. But if you join, and if you become part of the family, you will become part of the family, and everyone looks after each other, everyone learns from each other, which is great. So there's definitely the Friday night training sessions are a test to, can you hang with the team, and if you can do that, then great. Then there's no ill feelings, or there's no drama. We drink a beer, Castle Lights afterwards, and then we chat about the great sparring sessions we had, and then we just look to improve from there. So that's fun. That's really fun. I enjoy it. I know there's some guys that won't, but I must say most of the team enjoys it.
Cool, thank you. And then talk to us about the professional amateur podcast, man. I'm so intrigued by it. Who's that guy? Is that guy in the video? Is he one of your training partners?
Okay. So Yoshua is actually a friend from school, and he actually started training a little bit more than a year ago, and that's actually how the professional amateur's name came to bout. In one sense, was that I'm the professional, he's the amateur. Let's talk about MMA. And it's weird because in the beginning it was like that, and then he actually started becoming very knowledgeable about the sport, and he's really into it, and he's actually making his debut tomorrow at Versus.
Nice.
And I'm very proud of him, so he's really die gogo het gebyt. He really became he really became a fan of the sport, and now he's also taking it a little bit more seriously. So the professional amateurs, so what happened was, like UFC events are on Sunday mornings, and I would either drive to his house or he would drive to mine, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll watch the fights together. And with the fight cards, we always chatted about, obviously, the fights, and be like, okay, this is what we think, and then we made up dream matchups and stuff like that. And then I think at about the same time, we started thinking, okay, why can't we just put this on recording and just check if people like it, and that's really how the whole thing happened. we don't get a lot of views, but we'll keep on doing it because it's really fun. So we'll keep on doing that, and we like upgrading the podcast studio as well. So we'll keep on doing that as well. So yeah,
lovely stuff.
that's basically it.
Awesome. And then just tell the viewers also what else is Cameron Saaiman involved in aside from that other program, the kids program you spoke of, which is highly admirable. You said you liked tried skateboarding when you were younger.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy any other sport, rugby, cricket, soccer, or any speel jy skaak of enige iets anders wat van Cameron Saaiman nie?
I must say, like I enjoy most sports. You know, like a few friends played a lot of like indoor soccer as well, and that was quite fun. We've done like weapons training. I did that recently, and that was awesome. So I'm gonna definitely be looking for a pistol very soon.
Yeah, you posted it on your accounts recently. I saw. I think if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I'll be definitely doing more courses like that in the future, and more. Other than that, you know, like family time is also very important. I see my brother quite a lot, and that's fun as well. Over weekends, I like chilling at home as well after a hard
week.
Younger brother? Younger brother, yes, yeah. So that's actually how the Little Legends name came about. Like I always called him a legend, and then when I decided on what I should call the program, then obviously my little brother was the first person that came to mind. So that's Little Legends. That's how the whole thing started. But other than that, I have a small group of friends that I really like to hang out with. Yeah, I want to try like rock climbing as well, bouldering. I think after this fight, I'm going to do stuff like that. I want to go for like a few sessions, maybe a little bit of gymnastics as well. But I like active sports stuff, and that's fun. So I also love the movies. I love going to the movies. I'm quite a big movie fan as well. Yeah.
Are you excited to see Top Gun too?
Yes, yeah, that's good. That's one of the movies that I will definitely go watch. And I love a superhero movie. Like anything that Skop, Skiet and Donner, I'm a fan.
Awesome. And then you obviously you still there? There we go.
Yes.
You can apply yourself very well to how you manage and like the versus promotion now. Are there any ambitions of going to study or get something qualification in business to help you maybe later on once you retire? And then the likes of Conor McGregor or Dricus, who obviously you want to also have that plan in place after you retire. You want to maybe invest some of your winnings, your big winnings, and pump it into a business. Or is there any sort of ambitions or thoughts leaning to that side?
Most definitely, there's definitely that's one of the things. When I was in matric, I actually got in for physiotherapy as well as business studies at Tux University. I did not have the financial backing to go study that. It would have been very hard. I would have to get a job or get a loan and bursary, something like that. And then one of my big business mentors, I actually contacted him and I asked him like, what should I do? Because I don't know. And I always knew I wanted to go pro, and I wanted to, with the Little Legends program, I wanted to take that further. And, he also is a very successful businessman. And he said, there's nothing that will teach you business as well as starting a business. And I took his advice. I did not go study. I kept on growing the thing that I had, and I focused more then on improving my professional career and going pro in MMA. And I must say that is the best advice I've ever gotten, and I'm really glad that I did that. So it's all about backing yourself, and if you're willing to work hard, if you can self-study a lot of the stuff that they'll teach you in university. And it sounds naive, but a lot of those things are on YouTube as well. So if you can go through the processes, and you're going to fail a lot, and you're you are fine with that, then that's definitely a route that you should consider. And it worked out very well for me. But in the future, definitely, if it comes to the point where, I want to hang up the gloves or something, I really have a passion for business as well. I have a passion for marketing a lot. I actually like marketing a lot, and I enjoy the challenge it is to capture people's attention. And not only that, but really trying to give them something of value. And I think I'll really check to see what avenues I can go into, and I'm sure that there'll be opportunities on the way. But yeah, I'll definitely do stuff like that.
Yeah, I must credit
And
you
I'll
also.
do jiu-jitsu, like jiu-jitsu a lot. I'll do a lot of jiu-jitsu. If I'm old and wrinkly and like my fingers I'm gonna just do jiu-jitsu. It's gonna be fun.
Well, and I must say, the way you bring your sponsor into your post-fight interviews are also cool. Like you did the Bantamweight one at your last fight.
Yes.
That was also quite cool. So you have a knack for the marketing also. So power to you for that, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Straight up regarding your fighting side now, did you ever think you would be 4 fights in, 0 losses, all finishes within the second round? When you first started, the last time I interviewed you was your debut at Menland at Pretoria. Yes. It was at EFC. I can't remember the exact one, but it was the same night Dricus fought Brennan Lazar. It was his last fight in the EFC. You 4 fights in now, no losses, all finishes, like I said, within the first, nothing past the second round. Did you ever grasp that this would be where you are now?
No, not at all. Like I just wanted to fight in the EFC once. That was little MSP's dream, was to just fight once in the EFC. So it really developed into, I think it was more like the team that believed more in me than I did in myself, So it's very humbling. It's great. I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am now. I have not lost, and I don't have much to lose. Like it's been such a cool journey. It's gonna keep on being such a cool journey, and I think it's just about putting in the work to keep the good thing going. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. So I really can't complain. This is a big fight coming up, and I'm really looking to take that title, because that was also a dream of mine. When it's still a dream of mine, obviously. And just being crowned as a world champion, it's what we need to take not only the sport further, but to take my career further. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome stuff. Okay, I just saw we're running out of time now because we started a bit late, but I think maybe 2 or 3 questions. Sweet Home Alabama, how did that come about?
Okay, that is a good question. Like, I don't get that question a lot, so hats off to you. But Sweet Home Alabama is actually, the thing is, like, every single time I saw guys fight, especially at amateurs, they always had like these super serious songs, and highly dramatic and very angry. And I didn't want that. I wanted something I can jam to. I wanted. I
was jamming at the back when you walked out that song at the first event. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah. And it was really something that, before the fight, coach always says, remember to have fun. And that really stuck to me. And I also wanted a song that is going to remind me the same thing. Just like, it's chilled. It's not that serious. Relax. You're going to be fine. Walk out, have fun, jam to the music, laugh, keep that smile. And I don't know if you remember the movie. It's like an old movie with Nicolas Cage. The movie's name is Con Air.
Yeah, no, I watched it like 15 times.
Oh, okay, cool. That's actually where my parents got my name. The guy's name is Cameron Poe.
Oh, so okay.
That's where they got my name. But in that movie, and I watched, because I think at a stage that was the only DVD we had. That in the Friends box set, the Friends series. So I watched that movie quite a lot. And in that movie, they have Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna walk out with Sweet Home Alabama. So that's really how the whole walkout song came about. So Yeah,
Awesome.
that's a great
Thanks.
question. I love that.
Thanks for that. Okay, something a bit more serious. You obviously come from an Afrikaans background, right? Is that true?
Yes.
Now there's a lot of saying about Afrikaans, like it's a dying language, even though it's one of the most beautiful languages in the world. I still love speaking it. My parents grew up on Afrikaans. Do you feel that at any point, I mean, I know sometimes you will maybe just utter a few Afrikaans words when you speak about your sponsors, but there's sometimes Brazilians in their post-match interviews, they will speak in their mother tongue, but that's mostly because they don't know English. Do you ever feel like you want to bring Afrikaans back? I mean, yes, there's this pressure because English is the medium of the world, you know, and for branding corporate and to get other fans, you want to speak the right language so people can latch onto you and enjoy the Cameron Saaiman brand.
Yeah.
But do you ever feel like I want to represent my Afrikaans home and speak it more on the big platform that you have? Because like I say, people, there's too much negativity attached to the language, but there's so much to celebrate about it also. Do you ever feel like you want to maybe speak it more in your interviews without the fear that people are not going to understand you in England or Russia or Brazil, you know?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think really the best way that you can actually, you know, represent your language well is representing the people that speak the language. And I think that's really something that you can do through the businesses that we have backing us, you know, like Buffelsfontein Brandewyn is like a proud Afrikaans brand, same as Boer Cola. And now I've gotten to know guys like Sai, who is part of, you know, like Tux Landbou and AfriForum and AfriForum TV. So all of these Afrikaans brands are really not only supportive of athletes in the country, but they are really supportive. They are really passionate about keeping the heritage of the language. So that's really an interesting question. I think I also didn't grow up in a household where it was suiwer Afrikaans. It wasn't really like we didn't get exposed a lot to just, you know, South Afrikaans media, like Afrikaans stories and music and stuff like that. And actually through the businesses we're working with now and the people I got to meet, I only then really started, you know, getting actually a love for the language and for the community and the music and the films and everything. So it's really something that I actually I'll say I'm new to it. Ek praat Afrikaans elke dag van my lewe, maar I've only now gotten a newfound respect of the type of community behind the language. So definitely, I think that's something that I should really actually think about how I can really represent the Afrikaans language on international scale as well, because people, just like with this fight, people watch it all over the world. And I really think it will be quite cool, not only for the language but for the country to be represented in a way that is authentic. And I think ek's baie trots. I'm proud to be Afrikaans, so it's really something that we can show a little bit more.
Sweet, great answer. 4 minutes remaining. Hypothetically, I know, inshallah, God willingly, in your camp you're gonna win. So, but obviously I'm impartial. I remain neutral. Hypothetically, Cameron Saaiman gets the EFC Bantamweight title bout on Saturday night, or at EFC94. What are you looking for next? Are you looking to go straight to bigger promotions? Are you comfortable and at ease with defending first? Like you said, things happen so fast for you. You're not in a rush really. But what does Cameron Saaiman want next? Should he take the belt at EFC94?
Yeah. I'm always like, people ask me this and I actually genuinely don't know. It's not a thing like I do not want to tell anyone. It's genuinely like after every fight we have to reassess not only the performance but how I felt in the performance, and then we'll take smart decisions into, okay, do we either move up in terms of do we take a step up in a fight? Do we stay at the same level? should we improve? So there's really a lot of questions, and I cannot answer those questions without the input of my team and my coach. So I would definitely like to defend the title. Even, you know, looking to either drop down a weight or go up in a weight is also on the cards. That is never
time is on your side also.
And time is on my side. So it's really a thing of like, let's also see what opportunities come up after this fight. So it's really a never say never type of thing. And I'll definitely, you know, the person I turn to the most after a fight is my coach, Coach Morne and Dricus. We don't make any decisions without his green light. So I'll definitely be having a breakfast with him and then chatting about, okay, what are the steps going forward.
Sweet. Yeah. That's a great answer also, because like I said, we're here to educate people, and no one has ever given me that kind of answer, that you first discuss and analyze how you actually felt in the cage. All those things are important to actually, just because some people just say, yes, I want to go fight in the UFC next, so I'm going to do this. But you analyze first, like what exactly happened in the cage. Are you ready now to take a step up to another title, to another weight, or lower down or leave? So that's a great, in terms of educating the new masses, which is our objective at Mzansi MMA. And then Cameron, on that note, we've got 1 minute left. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the interview. I know you're a busy man, and we just wish you and your opponent, Sindile Manengela, all God's protection and blessings, and may the best man, the most prepared man come out tops, and just have a blessed week and a great fight camp or great fight week ahead. And thanks again for your time, brother, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for what you are doing for the sport. And I must say, before we go, there's one post you made where you were like, the early bird gets the worm. My uniform is flipping vroeg. Man, I've shown that to so many people because that is so funny. Like, that was moersnol. Hats off to you, man.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, Cameron, man. Keep
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.